Okay, Papa, here's a live setup on the pound dollar that happened today. This is a 5-minute chart you see here, and I've already got the X, A, and the B and the C plotted for you. This X is pretty much London Open, and the reason I chose this X to this A as an impulse leg, as you can see here, price just sort of meandered around. Nothing real determined here, and then the market started getting pretty determined, moving in one direction, and the X to the A I have here is the impulse leg that you see. So I'm going to put the fib tool on it now, and I'm going to go from the A high down to the X low, and you'll know that you've got the fib tool pulled properly because as the retrace happens where price came from, the X to the A, it's retracing back down, and you've got the 38 and the 50 and the 618. So the 38 is the first one, the 50 is the second one, 61 is the third one, and so forth. So you want the lowest number first as you're coming back into the retrace, forming the A to B leg. So then once again, the X to A is the impulse. I pull the fib from X to A. The first thing we want to look for is a minimum of a 38 retrace and a maximum of a 618. Price cannot close below the 618. As you can see, it went all the way down to the 50 here, but it did not close below the 618. So now the second criteria we're looking for is a C extension. It has to touch the 127. It can touch the 141, but it cannot close below the above the 141. And as you can see, as we move forward here, price kept retesting this 127, but it never closed above the 141. And now price should be moving back towards the retrace zone. And when you see price moving away from the extension on a bullish setup, a buy setup, then you're going to move your fib from X up to C. And the 78 retrace of X to C is going to give you your D entry. So we're going to place a pending order, a buy, right here at 78.6. And I'm putting it a little bit below just so you can still see the fib level there. And I'm going to change that to green. And we're going to continue forward. Now, we get filled right here. You can see that. With our pending order gets filled, and we're in the trade. Our stops are 10 pips below X. Now we need to be concerned with profit targets. So our profit targets are a retrace from C to D. So if price is coming from C to D, then the retrace is going to be going back up towards C. I'm going to spin my fib tool around for this buy setup. And then you'll know you've got your fib pulled properly when the first number back into the retrace is the low number. 618, the 38, 50, 618, ascending order. So as price is retracing from D back to where it came from, C, your lower numbers are hit first. So your first profit target is going to be the 38 fib retrace, as long as this D level right here holds. As long as this is the low, which currently it is the low. If price makes a new low, then we'll adjust those fibs. Price did not make a new low, so we don't need to adjust the fibs. Profit targets stay the same. The first one is taken out here, your first profit target, which is 18 pips. Gets filled right there. We're going to move our stop loss to break even. We'll change that to red. and 618 is our second profit target, okay, unless we get stopped out at break even here first. Price goes up, touches the 618. So if you accounted for spread a little bit here, you would have been taken out at the 618 exactly on that candle. And you can see price does move forward. You would have been taken out at break even if you hadn't got this exact fill here. You can see the high of that candle pretty much touched the 618 exactly to the T. So if you've got a 3-pip spread right there, you might not have got filled and price would have came down. But worst case scenario, stopped out at break even with your first profit of the 38.2. And first target, like I say, 18 pips. Second target would have netted 35 pips. So this all happened today. From London Open was our X to pretty much right before New York Open was our A. Retraced down to B. Made it up to C. We got our D entry here based on the X to C retrace. So X to C gives us our D right down here. Alright, so we would have put pending orders. We would have put pending orders as soon as we see price respecting that 127 extension from X to A. That qualifies the pattern. Now to get our entry, we go from X to C, and we see price rolling back over into these retrace zones. That's when we put our pending order here at the 78.6 extension, or retrace rather, of X to C. We get filled. Set our profit targets based on the C to D retrace. So price came from C down to D. It's retracing to the 38 and the 618. And that's pretty much today's trade on the pound dollar. Hope that maybe clears up any confusion you might have.